gonna go back and forth and play this cat and mouse game. It is what it is. If you with it, let me know from the beginning. What it's gonna be. Yeah.
So what it's gonna be, baby girl? Acting like you're tryna come home. I wanna leave with me, girl. So answer the phone, come home. I wanna leave with you, girl. And I'm really tryna roll.
I'm about to roll. Dismissing all these bitches hitting up the phone. I'm headed to the spot just to be alone. I step there and get a table while I'm in the zone. Something like one bottle just to be social. Hitting Twitter, let my hitters know I'm chilling local. And I'm sipping while I'm sitting solo. I'm just different bass hitting while I'm listening to total. A lot of things on the floor shaking. Each one got me more patient. I see when I'm like, Lord gracious. Let's see what it's gonna take us. I told her, I wanna see you on the floor naked. She laughed. She looked at me and said, this boy crazy. Then she looked at me and said she overdated. Then I looked at her and said, I'm so persuasive. Then I grabbed her by the hand, headed to the table. It's glasses after glasses, getting more acquainted. The liquor make these women show their true colors. Brown and brown equals black when it's undercovers. It could all start with a couple lick. And nigga in with you. And in between I be it's blindfolded sex, you don't know who you fucking with. She said the party done, let's get out of here. I said the party starts when we out of here. By the end of the night we can both get right. I'm not here just to find me your Wi-Fi. So what it's gonna be,
baby girl? Acting like you're tryna come home.
Acting like it.
So answer the phone, come home. I wanna leave with you, girl.
I ain't tryna leave.
I'm really tryna roll.
You ain't tryna leave.
okay, let go. Look, now what you gonna do? Cause I already know what you wanna do. And I can tell that you can tell that I'm wanting you. And I ain't with the game, so I'm laying in front of you. So now it's your decision. Because your decision, it will lead to more decisions. And the more decisions we have is for more positions. Both our wrists handcuffed together, fucking co-defendants. I'm trying to get you alone, girl. And ain't nobody trying to fuck your buck-tooth home, girl. So leave her by herself right there where she's supposed to be. And bring your sexy ass more close to me. Let's have a toast to me. Cause this calls for a celebration. Let's say cheer to the crib with the betters waiting. Soon as we friend up, where you gon' end up in a room that's tremendous.
What's going on, my people? What's going on? It's your boy Monte Carlo, and I want to welcome everyone back to the Big Picture Podcast, episode 43. Episode 43.
Yeah, we got the numbers right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
43. It's a long time.
Yeah, man. And we back, man. It's your boy Monte Carlo. Got my boy Will here.
What's good,
God
y'all?
Magnetic.
Peace. We got special two.
Yeah,
we got two special guests for this episode, man. We got my man Lando.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Artist.
Yeah, Lando
You know what I
Morris, baby.
And we got Joe Fuego in the house.
Yeah, man, what's good, bro?
Awesome,
Both incredible artists. Stoners.
Okay. 420 in the building.
Oh, man.
Y'all know I smell that shit.
Hell yeah. I like that pen, man.
Anybody need a dub? We don't do dubs. We get apes.
Right.
Nah.
Let's
Let's get to some real shit. What's good, man?
Yeah. So you guys have some projects going on. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. I definitely just dropped my second single to my upcoming EP, Regal High, Volume 2, Suspension. The single is called Exercise. I just dropped it yesterday.
Okay.
It's lit, man.
Is it on Apple everywhere? Spotify?
Nah, we just doing SoundCloud. Give me like one more week. It's gonna be on Spotify. It's gonna be on Apple. You know that process take a little minute.
Okay. What's up?
A little bit.
You artist yourself?
Yeah, man, R&B sensation, you know, straight from Harlem.
Harlem World.
Yeah, man, Harlem World. Yeah, man, I actually got a single out right now called One Shot. Y'all can go check it out. It's on SoundCloud as well. And you gotta check the official video out on YouTube. Yeah, man. So we doing real good with the numbers. Yeah, follow me, Joe Fuego, JOEFUEGO.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Put your phones on vibrate, or you know how that go. So listen, man. I want to thank you guys for coming in, man. You know,
Appreciate
and
y'all
everyone
for
who's
sure.
watching on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Make sure you go follow us on YouTube. Okay, subscribe to the YouTube channel that we have. It's called Big Picture Podcast, and you can see all of the episodes. Okay, and you can peep all the good content. So, last episode we had some good topics that we was discussing, and you know, it's all about content that's gonna, you know, help better us as people, community. You know, of course, we're gonna get back into the, you know, briefly into the music thing that you guys got going on. But what's something that I really wanted to talk about for a while, and we was actually supposed to talk about on episode 42, but we're gonna jump into that right now. And I'm glad we kind of waited because we got two more brothers here. Domestic violence. Okay.
Yeah.
The question, one of the questions I kind of had was for a woman, you know, to answer. But of course, you know, we need help.
Oh no,
too.
they gonna call in.
Yeah.
As soon as they hear the shit we say, they gonna call in.
Yeah. So, you know, and guys, you know, let me know how you feel about the question I have. Okay. And you know, the question is it possible for a woman to reduce the chances of being in a domestic violence relationship? Okay.
Yeah.
How to speak to a man, etc., and the triggers.
I mean,
You want me to go first? Or you
no, I
wanna go? You
mean,
wanna go?
like in real life,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a victim of domestic violence.
Amen.
So it's like in real life,
Mm-hmm.
it's on both sides.
Mhm.
Like everyone has a trigger. You feel what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and your partner, you know what I'm saying? They know what the triggers are, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. It's like, so it's not even just like, you know, can women reduce it? You know, dudes can reduce it too
Of course.
in real life. So I think it's literally a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's nothing that anybody could do to avoid a domestic violence situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just because, you know, you said triggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes people know your triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people don't know what's going on with you because we make relationships quick nowadays, right? Like we be talking,
Yeah.
which means DMing, right? And then we start like kicking it, which means smashing, right? And then shit, it could be quick, less than a couple of months. Now it's like we a family, or we need to try to be a family, right? If you're trying to do it the right way, or if y'all just fall in love like that. So we get into these situations real quick, and nobody knows the other person's triggers.
Or
Like,
Really don't,
Like
yeah.
real talk, the only people who know your triggers, like your real triggers, that'll take you to the point of like putting hands on somebody, people you grew up with, like in your household, like your sister, your moms.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I
Other
mean-
people, they could.
I mean, like
guess, but-
the general triggers, like, you know, putting the hands in the face. This.
I mean, but
this,
see, but if
that right there.
stuff like that, if that's a trigger for you, then you just have an impulse problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could walk away from that shit, bro.
No, I mean, I don't even think it's like, oh, like that impulse and all that shit. I honestly think like it comes down to a matter of respect, because in real life, like you know, there's like, you know, when you're involved with somebody, like, you know, there are certain things that are just gonna make them upset, and like, you just know, you know what I'm saying, like, you know.
Come
So
on,
it's like-
Will. You just
like,
Sometimes,
know.
bro. Like, I mean,
You know.
I can't wait to hear what Magnetic gonna say.
I'm-
Sink it all over everything
I'm
we saying,
talking
big
from
brother.
this perspective because I don't really have triggers too much unless I'm attacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a trigger like verbally. I don't even have a trigger that's like with you poking me in the face or getting in my face. I'm 6'4", like 330. I'm good. You're not gonna hurt me. Like, nah, like, just not. And that's my perspective, because
Yeah.
that's who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So I don't have no, you know, I'm not worried about a chick in my face. But if you get to swinging, I'm gonna try to subdue you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like,
Hold them
subdue,
Like it
like
says subdue.
Subdue, like the real subdue, like a cross-face chicken wing, like full Nelson, half Nelson, like subdue to where you can't do the shit you was trying to do.
okay, understood.
I'm
Like,
gonna subdue
understood.
you so you can't do what you was
Like,
trying
so
to do.
you just, that's my first approach.
Yeah.
If I can't subdue you, like, I'm gonna try to get out the situation. If I can't get out the situation, I mean, I can't lie as if it never happened. You just get there. You get to a point where you can't stop it anymore. So like, that's why I feel there's nothing you could do, because you don't know how far someone is willing to go.
I mean, look, I just feel like it come down to a matter of respect, because you tell people, yo, like, if Shorty's putting a hand in your face, be like, yo,
Like,
don't
don't
do
do
that. And then like, even if it's in the moment, like, all right, but then like, if you go back, like, yo, man, I ain't gonna lie, when you did that shit kind of had me. You know, you tell her, And then if she does it again, my nigga, she don't respect you. I don't care.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
that.
you-
Like that's, you know what I'm saying. It's not even that hard.
No, that's
like,
valid. That's
in
a valid.
real life. Like
that's a
I
valid.
told you, I'm telling
You're
you,
telling the person what's
This
gonna trigger
takes me
you,
this
so,
place.
yeah, you're right.
That's right.
and you go ahead and do it again. Nah, you don't care. You don't respect me. You want me to deck you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I mean,
A young lady Lataya, she put, no matter how many times someone pushes your patience, you must have self-control.
and now I feel that as well. That's why I
LaShawn
said
said it's a matter of
impulse-
respect on
impulse
both
problem.
sides. Yeah,
Respect. You there?
Yeah.
You know, I think you have some women that will, first and foremost, for any woman that's and man, you have women that are putting hands on men now. You have women that are backing out, pulling out ratchets on I don't
On
have
dudes.
the ego for that. I fast and pray. I don't never come in contact with that because I don't know how. I'm
To
not
react.
built for you to.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But that's how far we've come from a society. But I feel like the young brother said, it's a respect, but you also have some women who are in a relationship where they don't know how to get out. Men, we talking about men. We are manipulators. We are master magicians. When you have some women who want to be in a who are not want to be, but don't know how to get out of a relationship with a man who is hitting on them and then telling them, "I love you." And for some of us, we feel like that's the relationship we should be in, or are trapped in. Then you have some of us guys who are getting hit by women who are like, women are pushing buttons. You might say like, "Yo, that shouldn't have to happen here, right? I shouldn't have to be. I should be able to maneuver around this, right? I shouldn't put myself in that situation." But we dealing with real time, so I think it's all. I've never been for a man hitting a woman, right?
Yeah.
But then I met some women that say, "Well, I teach my sons to hit a woman if she hits him," right? And that's it's a slippery slope because we in 2019. This isn't the 80s or the 70s where we talking about different upbringings where parents are younger, grandparents are younger, and the morals are different. But as a man, I don't feel like I should have to put my hands on it. And like bro said, if you're not going to respect me, then it comes down to a matter of why am I still here? I'm staying here to be getting hit on as far as the man's perspective. You know what I'm saying? We might be, I might place myself in a situation to be abused where, okay, well, she's paying me, I'm complacent in how you say compromising my integrity for the abuse. Right? I'm never one for saying, yo, you deserve this. I'm not going with that, yo, she got what she deserved. Now I'm not with that. Or he got what he deserved. But at the end of the day, if I'm stronger than this woman physically, right, I should be able to maneuver around that. Now,
To not ever have to lay
because
hands.
you know what I tell young brothers? You knew she was crazy before you put the baby in her.
Facts.
She already showed you
Yeah,
signs.
a lot of
So
times,
you
yeah.
shouldn't have to wait to have the baby to know that,
Yeah.
like if she's just pulling out a knife on you, what did you do? Did you come in the house late? What did you do? You know what I'm saying? Because now we're dealing with an emotional creature. Not creature. We're dealing with a woman who deals in emotions. Now place her with a man who deals in emotions.
He's still corrected early.
Right.
Definitely not creature.
I just want to see.
Definitely not creature. Hold on, I stand to be corrected. You're not a creature. You know what I'm saying? It's God's gift.
Yeah, facts,
But
facts.
now the younger generation, they are emotional, and now she's emotional. Boy, man, your neighbors can't wait to call the cops. Yeah, we about to get this apartment. Yeah, because they about to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
My brother right here, I want you to speak how you feel.
I'm good,
right?
man. I'm feeling real good.
All right, how you feel? Because I have a sister that she's gonna sit there.
Okay.
And, yeah. So
Yeah, let's do it.
give us how you feel about that.
Well, this situation right here.
Yeah. Before you.
Yeah, self control all the way. Like
Facts.
if I'm dealing with a situation like that, I definitely step away from it before it gets any bigger or anything like that. Like I dealt with things like that in the past, and I just can't fuck with it.
It's scary. Like one of the people just said, it's scary.
Yeah, it's really
scary.
really scary, and there's people that like my bro right here said that don't know how to get out of those type of situations. So yeah,
Okay.
but me myself, nah, no negativity around me.
Facts.
Positive vibes.
That's
Cool.
facts.
Latai, I'm gonna ask the Miss Shannon that question in 2 seconds. Right? Thanks for pulling up, my brother.
You said Lataya?
All right, cool. Huh?
Lataya?
Yeah, her name was Lataya. Lataya.
Oh,
Lataya.
I thought I knew her.
Okay.
I thought I knew her.
So yeah, this is. She said, my question is, why do some women think that's a form of love? Why do they think
tainted love, man?
Mm-hmm.
Tainted love. But go ahead, Miss Shannon. Why do some women feel that an abusive relationship is a form of love?
They don't, but
Okay.
it starts with your upbringing. So if you have, and this is why I tell my male friends, be careful about putting your hands on your daughters. Because you don't want them, first of all, you're the first man in her life. And you don't want her to feel like it's okay for men to put hands on her. Because you put hands on her first. My father made it a point not to spank me.
I'm sorry. That's a fucking incredible
Yo, I didn't.
way of looking at it.
Yeah, oh
I've never even
yeah.
heard anybody say that. That was
Oh,
super
yeah.
authentic, original, and
Thank you for.
I'm gonna think about that later. Like I'm gonna sit with
Yeah.
that. Like that's real.
Rewind.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. My father made it a point not to put his hands on me. So I knew early on that that wasn't cool. But if I had a dad that did, you know, you got some men out here just backhand slapping their daughters. And they're little,
Yeah.
you know.
That's-
So if you're the first man that she loves and you beat her, then when she gets into a relationship,
That's all she knows.
that's all she knows. You remind her of her daddy. Of course she loves you.
That's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy.
But it's because the question that
We
we
need to
asked
take a commercial
before,
break.
yeah, but the question that we asked before you came in was, is there anything that women can do? Anything?
To avoid.
So what I've done is the first sign you just walk away.
No. I mean, anything a woman can do to not be in an abusive.
Walk away.
Okay.
You can't change another
At the
person.
first sign, when
At
you
the
see that
first
aggression?
sign, and it doesn't
But
always.
no, I'm sorry, but not. What I'm saying is like when you get mad, we all have emotions.
Mm-hmm.
When you get mad, I'm talking about the putting the fingers in the face, the.
Oh,
calling
so
out
you're
your
saying like
name.
how
I
do
can
you
be
communicate?
honestly with
You
you. If you're trying to say that it's a woman's fault that she's being abused, you
No.
cannot.
I'm not saying a woman's fault. I'm saying how can a woman's get into her first relationship with a man?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can be talking about a 16-year-old girl, a 21-year-old girl, any
Mm-hmm.
age. You know, they get mad. They only know what they see on Love and Hip Hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all they know. Some of them might just know that,
Unfortunately, yeah.
right? Unfortunately. So when they get mad, they're throwing bottles. They're this.
So you're talking about physically abusive women? Because to me, not every woman that gets mad reacts
Well, that's
in
not.
that way.
Well, that's physical. That's
That is
physical.
abusive.
And
That's
yeah,
abusive
yeah.
behavior. If you're throwing bottles and putting your hands on a man.
Finger in the face.
So I guess your
know.
your answer pretty much is the way a woman can avoid being in a domestic violence
get out.
situation is to not be a
Even
violent
in-
person,
Right.
number one, and when they see the signs, just to bounce like immediately.
Yeah, like
No
yeah,
second
yeah.
chances.
If you see something you don't like in that dude, instead of letting your emotions get the best of you and riling him up to become a so-called monster.
Well, he needs to be in control of his own emotions. See, it's not
Also.
just women that
Yeah,
are
that's the
emotional.
thing. It's
It's men that are emotional too. We got
Exactly. We just spoke about that.
we got emotional men out here.
I'm very emotional.
You be like, well, damn, girl,
Yeah.
sis, you know.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be calling niggas sis.
listen,
Just don't. Do
some
it.
of
It's
them,
like, why?
you be like, are you on your period today? Because
Some
Some
Miss
of
Lisa
them
said.
will
Miss
tell you
Lisa
yes.
Rory said.
Mrs. Stone be like, yes.
Shout out to the people watching in. Miss Lisa said there are physically abusive women.
Facts.
Of course they are.
that's what we said. But at the end of the day, he was asking about how to avoid it. So again, you should not be physically abusive. And if someone is that way towards you, I've had girlfriends that were in physically abusive relationships. I've been in attempted physically abusive relationships. Why I say attempt, because the moment they attempted that shit,
It was a wrap.
it was a wrap.
Heard it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tougher for men to do.
What to
What do you
leave?
mean?
Especially when you
Yeah.
got kids and stuff like
Because
that.
it's a woman.
Oh yeah.
Men to
she's not-
leave,
she
men
can't
leave for
really
lesser
hurt-
things.
Well,
Stop
no, but I'm
it.
just saying, that's difficult for
Come
men
on, y'all need
to
to
take
really
that
stop.
approach to a domestically violent woman. Like if a woman is like abusive, men are not just going to just leave because she punched you in the face.
Yes, a lot of men will.
I don't know those
Absolutely.
men. I don't know those dudes.
Some men don't tolerate that.
I mean, yeah, some men don't, but it's like she's a girl, dog. You ain't really get hurt. She ain't break a jaw. Like a
Okay.
man could break your orbital socket. He could break your jaw. He could hit you in your
Some
temple.
women
Like,
can hurt you too now.
Some nigga scratch you.
all right, Clarissa, no, like, we talk. All right, we talk about Clarissa Shields. If we talk about professional boxers, Clarissa Shields could probably like hit you real hard. Like
Will.
MMA.
Yo, Lisa just said women can initiate shit. I know this. I'm a woman.
No, that's a fact. Women initiate. Listen, man, women are tough. Women are tough. They
But we're
initiate
supposed to
things too,
control ourselves.
But at the end
has
of
to
the day,
control
if you don't
themselves.
have enough language and coping skills to not get physical when you get angry, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with anyone. I
Facts.
feel. I mean, it's a coping mechanism, how to control your anger. If you cannot do that as an adult, I'm not talking about young people because, you teenagers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as an adult,
Yeah,
that's
teenagers are still developing those skills.
exactly. But as an adult, if you're
supposed
not
to have 'em.
able to control your hands when you get angry, then you need to go speak to somebody. You
And
need to
and
really.
me and Monty, we spoke about this. I think a few days ago. It's about the mental health aspect.
There you
Like
go.
I was saying that before kids even get out of puberty, they need to start having therapy, because you're not gonna help a kid if you let them get out of puberty and don't give them therapy when they go into relationships. Like you're doing them a disservice, because we have so much in the world that they see. Like,
And I think we have to just for real define abuse, because a lot of people are in relationships
No,
that they
that's
don't
true.
that they don't
know
feel.
Some think
are
abuse is
abusive.
love.
Yeah, and that's
because that's what they were shown.
and that's what they were
That's
shown.
what I'm trying to explain
So
to you.
Nah, that's bullshit. Cause like in real life, like when your mom, and your pops, or your uncle, or your grandma, or whoever was hitting you when you got in trouble, you did not think that shit was love.
Yes, you did. If they said, "I only hit you
Oh,
because
cause
I love you,"
I was like, damn, don't love me like that.
all
then.
right
What
then.
the fuck?
But that's what's said.
Nah, I never thought that. Like granted, I know, everyone has different teachings, different philosophies, all that. Nah, I get it. I that pain is love. That's bullshit. You feel me? Like you didn't fucking hit me because you love me. You fucking hit me because I didn't listen to you, and you think that if you hit me right now, I'ma think about you hitting me the next time I want to do the same shit that you hitting me about.
you discipline
Think I ain't
me.
gonna do it again.
You just
It's
reprimanded.
right? You understand what I'm saying? Like now, like that love is when my mother sat me down and was like, "Listen, I hit you because I told your ass not to do that shit again, and I told you not to do that shit again because blase, 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 blase.
Not to I hit you because
Not because I just fucking hit you. That look, this hurts me more than it hurt you. How the fuck did that hurt you more than it hurt me? I'm the one sent. I got the bruise, not you. The fuck?
Yeah.
So I don't.
I'm gonna just say a couple of comments people are saying. It's just interesting. Some men like to be abused also.
That's true.
Someone put
I mean, if we talking about sadomasochism
That's
and all of
true.
that, we talking about S&M and all of that. That's a whole
guess
nother
that's
combo.
different.
That's
I'm just going through. I was taught abuse is love. I know better now. This is from a woman.
Choke me, baby. Choke me.
This is a woman now. Another woman, Miss Venetia, because they just shooting them. Both women and men need to be in control of their emotions. Learn your own self-control.
Yeah. That's like
Because
that's
I
the
think there's
biggest thing.
been like a wrong negative theory that women just get a pass. Like you have a pass to just F a dude up and he just got to take the blows.
Are we just talking about physical abuse or verbal abuse? Because I mean, abuse is
Yeah,
abuse. Because
abuse,
usually
yeah,
when
that's
I mean,
why definitions
in
matter.
in various aspects, women in power will abuse men verbally, and men will. We talking about physical abuse from men and physical abuse from women. Like a woman she shouldn't be able to physically,
beat you.
beat me. But then the art of war says level the playing field. So she may, I might be sleeping. She might pull a knife out.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
has to level the playing field, but I'm saying at the same time, there's verbal abuse. There's so many forms of abuse, and then we have to identify how we're going to identify abuse. Because, like I said, I watched, people get inebriated and then hit their women or hit their men, and then in the next morning it's like
Nothing happened.
nothing ever happened, So, like she said, if you can identify it and recognize that it's done subtly, but I'm not gonna do this, then that's it. Because man, when brothers was getting money, and we talking about the height of the crack era, when brothers was getting money, man, women tolerate. They tolerated a lot. I seen a lot of dudes beat on women, and it wasn't right. And maybe guys like, you hitting on this girl, you know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you something. Do you not agree that it was an active and willing participant on both parties?
Sure indeed. So indeed, that's what I'm saying.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it is a matter of choice. It is a matter of choice, and some don't know how to make the right decision at the right time. Because for the sake of whatever benefits they might be receiving.
1 second, we're gonna get to that. So Shan, this question's for you. Young lady put, is pointing and shouting in a man's face abuse?
No, but it's aggressive behavior that can escalate a situation unnecessarily. It's aggressive behavior.
Wow, Miss Venetia said, in my opinion, if a woman hits a man, be prepared to suffer the consequences of your actions. Response is a natural reaction of a man.
I know, but damn,
No,
like
that's
niggas
not
is
correct.
strong, man.
There's no
You can't
justification
just do
to
it
put
like
your hands
that.
on a woman, especially when you have the upper hand. Just naturally, God given your strength.
like
Men are designed to protect women. At the end of the day, that's why you guys are physically strong and we are not. I cannot bench press. I cannot do pull-ups. No matter how hard I
know
try.
like 6 chicks that bench press and do pull-ups.
I cannot.
Probably do more than you.
Like
I know a couple that got me.
I'm quite sure.
yo,
I'm quite sure they work very hard to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
their strength up to that level, but just naturally, no. So that's just how God designed everything. But there's no justification. I mean, if she's trying to kill you, you need to defend yourself.
Yeah, so
everybody
you
has the
gotta-
right to defend themselves. But then again, you should have gotten out of that situation.
But long before that,
Long
'cause you
before
know
it
what's
even
coming.
got to that.
I just
want to
know if it's a justification for her hitting him.
What?
Because we just talking about how like it's no justification for me to punch her in her face. No justification.
It's
hold on, but
we
I want
shouldn't
there's
be
no
hit.
justification.
Shouldn't be hit at all.
I want to hear you say to me.
You shouldn't
There's no
be, you shouldn't be
justification.
Not
abused.
right.
She's not right for putting her hands on you.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I cracked over the head with that chair,
Wait, whoa,
Whoa.
okay.
So Lisa, Lisa put something else. Wait.
I was joking.
Pause. So Lisa put something else.
WWE.
So if
Yeah,
a man,
wrestling.
so
Monday Night
Shannon,
Raw.
so if a man points and shouts in a woman's face, is that abuse or aggressive behavior?
That's also aggressive
That's
behavior.
aggressive
Aggressive
behavior.
behavior, Lisa.
Which it could be. It could be taken even.
Somebody put, why y'all
Different
just can't
because-
be man enough to just block us like Jay?
No facts, right? Why we can't just dodge, duck and weave, bro? Like,
No, because
Like-
you got some women that they going all the way through with it.
Yeah.
Them
punches are
and
following
we got
through.
some men. We got some men who want to date women that's bigger than them. Just get you a slimmy thing, man. Stop getting these boulders. If you rock with you not built for a boulder. Don't get a boulder.
don't get the boulder.
even though we
If you can't bench press, don't get the boulder.
Don't get the boulder.
I'm sorry.
we skirting around the situation, but it's a very serious
serious,
situation.
not
You
all.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't want nobody.
Definitely,
it's
yeah,
definitely-
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
because at the end of the day, there are some women out there that are crying. And no, this is very important because what I found through incarceration is that you have so many women incarcerated, right? Because of domestic violence, and they had,
Yeah.
they don't.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Wow,
not for
that's
real. That's a
deep.
whole different aspect when you go visit these women in prison and you see women 25, 30 years,
Self-defense.
right? Because
Self-defense.
self-defense.
Yeah.
But the judge is saying, no, you're not worthy of this. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Yes,
worthy of
that's
self-defense, but you gave me a restraining order. And when the man kicks
Came
through the
back.
door,
What am
I
I
mean,
supposed to do?
you-
What am
and
I
I'm on the
supposed to
phone
do?
with the
Yeah.
police. What is
I'm
she
supposed to
supposed
do?
to do?
Perfect example.
And you have women in prison. I mean, literally a whole lot of women in prison who have taken the matters into their own hands, right, for abuse. So, at the end of the day,
So in the eyes of the law, a woman doesn't really have the right to defend herself against a man. In the eyes of the law, if that's what you're saying.
in most parts, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Just
You
be
know,
prepared.
And it's sad because, again, like I said, you had the lady in Florida, they really railroaded her. She had to fight to get her rights back to get free.
Yeah.
It depends on when we can stand our ground. And even within abuse, what I'm saying is because, and I'm gonna just show this. We lead in so many areas, right, of incarceration and different things. The one area we don't lead in is in pain killing. Is like is over the counter medications. We don't lead in that area, right? Because doctors won't give Black and Hispanic women subscriptions to pain pills because they say we're prone to being able to deal with pain through slavery.
That's a
So
lie that's been told for years to justify the
True
abuse,
indeed, exactly.
and torture, and
So
different things like
it's
that.
just that's one area they don't even allow. Like we can't go and get a whole lot of pain prescriptions. So we don't lead in those arrests. right? And so when you talk, I lean that with abuse also, because at the end of the time, also we self-medicate. You know, we trying to work through some things, and it's a different generation. You know, now I don't know if your era beats, if you know a lot of dudes that might beat on women.
I mean, nah. I mean, I know a lot more aggressive women than I know.
And that's how the time they've
Gotta be
emasculated
honest
the
with you.
man,
Yeah,
and
man.
the women has become more
Gotta be real.
dominant.
Yep.
Power shift.
You know, but that's
Definitely a power
also
shift.
by design.
Definitely a power
You feel what I'm
shift.
saying? It's
Yeah.
by design.
by
Because
design.
when I can say, like I said, when I can say, yo, it's chestnut checkers, then that's what it's gonna be. Because
Yeah.
you got the queen in front of it, and the queen should never be out front
Yeah.
You got to protect the queen at all costs.
Yeah.
at all times. So when
Yeah.
if it is chestnut checkers, then you're saying, I'm seeing this as the game of life in all aspects, and I'm gonna go ahead and put her out front. And some of us we're even putting her, man. When guys are coming to court on women, the game is already over.
The game has changed, bro.
For real. When you're saying,
Game
yo,
has
I'm gonna send
changed.
you up rather than me, yo, this is sad. You know,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and this is what some of us are we didn't know that we're signing on to that, but all of this is abuse. Mental, physical,
Yeah.
verbal,
Emotional.
emotional.
It all goes back to
Psychological.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everything goes back to emotions, because now you'll have two people arguing, like, man, who's right and who's wrong? You know? And then they'll be right back with each other the next day. So it's like, where do you step in? Because some people don't want to leave. You know, I've had homegirls say, man, but he treats me like this.
I've been a bouncer and stepped in.
You know, or
Stupidest thing I ever did.
you know, or you have friends that say, well, she
was
treats
drunk.
me like this.
It
You know,
was
Get in
drunk.
between no
She snuffed him. He snuffed her. She snuffed him. He snuffed her. They drunk though.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, I'm getting between them. You know, I'm like, you got to, you know.
Somebody
separate
put
'em.
especially black woman.
She jumped
referring
on
to
my
what
back.
we're talking about.
Hit me with like 4 of them.
It's in regards to what?
We're talking about, you know, women being aggressive, et cetera, et cetera.
It's National Women's Month too, so shout out to women.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
we had
though
a
aggressive-
conversation yesterday that
It just goes back to, like, I hate to bring up the color purple, but remember
it's
when?
all good.
Remember when?
Why you hate to bring up the color purple?
Because remember when Harpo's wife was like, I had to fight all my life. That's real.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta
Miss
fight
you.
all our lives, psychologically, emotionally.
It's
You know
been a
what I'm
long
saying?
time since I seen a movie. Who was his wife?
Oprah.
Oprah, but her
Miss
name
Seeley.
was Miss
Right,
Seeley.
right. When she decked that lady.
She
Yeah.
said, all my
Yeah,
life I had to
like,
fight.
that-
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
that's like
I remember
that's
that.
that's the theme song if you want to think
Right.
about aggressive women. They aggressive because they had to be, and not because they no. You know, when we're little girls, we want to dress up. We want to be feminine. We want to be princesses. That's if you have daughters, you know that.
Yeah.
What happens between that to when they become grown women and aggressive? Something happened. Something shifted.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the shift?
Shit. Out of necessity, I would guess.
Yeah,
I would only assume it's out of necessity.
And not being protected.
Yeah.
Are we missing something, or I feel like I almost feel like we're missing something. Yesterday we had a conversation. Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 girls, Julie, and was it Julie and Tamika?
Oh, I forgot the analogy.
So Julie is
I forgot the
Julie's
analogy.
like the girl who doesn't put her hands in the guy's face or doesn't
Yeah.
get aggressive.
Uh-huh.
But
And the other girl
Tamika
is we should change the names.
Yeah, that's not really nice.
Let's not.
well,
All right, so Jane
I'm just-
Jane is aggressive. Jill is not.
okay, Jane and
Right? Let's just go Jane and Jill. That's probably the safest we could do it to
Yeah,
not
safe.
even.
Yeah.
So so go ahead. Jane is
Yeah,
aggressive.
so
Jill's
Jane
not.
Jane is aggressive. Jill isn't aggressive. All right. Now the reason why I kind of still said, you know, that the other name was, and we got to wrap up in 5 minutes, was because I know that black sisters have been through a lot. You know, going all the way back to slavery, the whole 9 yards. And it do you feel that did it have an effect on you as a black woman? Did it have an effect on you? Like,
Of course,
know?
one thing I learned in college, it's a terminology that says that if your parents were doctors, you're more than likely to become a doctor. So it's something that literally changes your DNA when you go through stuff through centuries. We
Yeah.
we were abused as a
Yes.
people for hundreds of years.
Genetic markers.
It changes something in your DNA. So yes, though I've never been abused, I can empathize more with the pain of women who are being abused because of my genetic heritage, you know what I'm saying, and culture.
Like a predisposition to
It's
that.
exactly. It's like the pain of all my ancestors. We all feel it.
Yeah, it's a
As I'm
fact.
quite sure you guys do too. And people don't understand that. People from other cultures may not understand. Why do you guys? Because we still feel the pain. It's in our DNA. It's,
And you know how to control it.
I do, but I worked on
We all
myself.
don't.
You worked on yourself.
I got a temper just like everybody else. I don't like to show it. I feel like once I've gotten to that point, I'm out of control.
Mhm.
Got out of control.
And I think that's something.
You never want to be out of control of yourself.
No.
You don't have to control every situation that you're a part of, but
Right.
you never want to be out of control of yourself.
Right. Because bad things happen.
Terrible things happen.
Well,
Well,
I'm glad that we're able to reach out to these people, you know, on Facebook.
I just want to
and
say one
across-
last thing, ladies. If you are in an abusive relationship, please, there's the 1-800 abuse hotline. Fill out the questionnaire, seek help. If you want to stay with your partner, try to seek help for your partner, but never stay in an abusive relationship, because the one thing I know, a lot of women die at the hands of their loved ones and their boyfriends. And that's another thing that you guys don't know. I used to work for the New York City morgue years and years ago, and I got to see all the death files. And you don't know how many black women I've seen were murdered because the boyfriend came home and thought she was cheating and stabbed her up in her own bedroom. It's more than you think, and it's more than you know, and it never makes the news. So it's very serious.
I believe that.
Or
And vice versa
man,
as
go
well.
learn how to
Fellas-
box or something, man. Taking a aggression out of
Fellas
them,
learn.
man.
Right.
Yo,
there you
somebody
go.
just put,
Do something.
a young lady just put, give the men an 800 number too.
It's
Well,
the
no,
same
it's the same number.
for both.
It's the same number. It's a domestic violence hotline.
Okay, so
It's the
Lisa,
same
that's for
number,
men
right?
too.
It's
That's for
too.
men and
It's for
women.
men as well. And like, can we just, we need to plug your SoundCloud,
Yeah,
bro.
plug the
Oh,
SoundCloud.
yeah,
We got 2
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
left,
This
guys.
is Yolando Morris. I'm not a rebel for the cause. I'm a rebel just because. Go check me out on SoundCloud.com/Lando Morris. Go check out that newest single, Exercise, off the upcoming EP, Regal High Volume 2, Suspension.
Facts. Listen, man, I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody who's watching on Facebook and YouTube, all the platforms, just, rewind it. Watch it from the beginning.
Just.
And, share the information with loved ones. Okay? Share it with loved ones. And just continue to be great. That's it. All right?
If he hit you, he don't love you, baby.
Yeah, that's not love.
Facts.
That is not love.
That's not.
Okay? All right, so you guys be blessed. Peace out.
All right.